I'll. s- Hello, everyone. Today we are here for a webinar on a topic of globalization in medical device industry. Myself, Jayati Basavada. I'm currently an assistant professor in biomedical engineering department, Parul Institute of Technology. So it's a great pleasure to welcome you, Mr. Samyak Chaya. I'll give a brief introduction about our today's speaker. So he is an by profession a biomedical engineer as well, and he holds a degree in business administration. And for past more than 3 years, he is experienced in marketing and sales. Before he was working with Meditranscare, and right now currently he's working with Merrill Life Sciences. Today he's here to enlighten us about the globalization in medical device industries and what are the medical and regulatory requirements that are necessary in medical device industries. So we welcome you, sir,
Thank you very much. Thank
and
you. Yeah,
yeah. So I'll hand over the session to you now. I guess
thank
we are
you.
good to go.
Thank you, Ms. Masauda. And I thank Parul University for providing me the platform. And it's a great way to communicate, and it's an ease for everyone to be at the at the comfort of your home. You are working, and let's hope that everyone is at their safest place possible, and they are keeping themselves and their family safe, right?
Sure, sir.
Yes. Just a sec, I'll share my screen. So, can you please confirm that my screen is visible?
Not yet. Not to me. Okay.
Is it now?
Okay. I might be having network connection. So, Dimple ma'am, can you just revert if you are able to see the screen?
Yes, it's visible, sir. The screen is visible.
Thank you very much. Yes, so the topic is globalization in medical devices. As Ms. Prasada said that I belong to biomedical industry, so it is a closer topic to me. So I opted for a topic to discuss and share some knowledge, whatever I have. And the globalization, as we speak, it's not a relatively new term to everyone, but to the field of medical devices, it is because to this sector, to this industry, the globalization began merely in early 90s to mid 90s, where big players like J&J or Meditranscare or Siemens or GE that started their operations in some of the other countries. And the field of global health is primarily positioned within the biomedical scientific traditions. So here we speak of traditions as in, uh, you know, the local business strategies, the local way of doing businesses, the local technologies that had been in the local, surrounded with the local boundaries, which is now going and up and above the boundaries and reaching to the every small cities and towns of the globe. As recognized in both global healthcare and international relations today, most health problems have been global, have a political and economic impact, as they have transcended national borders and perspectives and concerns of individual nations. Like I said earlier, right? So, mot- so after going, so after going, the going global. Why? So because the medical device industry it is an experiencing significant transformation. The medical technology is getting evolved. The the IT sector of it, the hardware sector structure of it, everything is evolving with the technology. So if I may say, earlier we had 16 slices CT, 32, and now we have even 64 slice CT scan, which gives us better image of our scan. And yes, increasing technology is increasing the demanding as old technologies are getting obsoleted and which cannot be supported by the new ones. So the demand is increasing for each and every new product, be it the largest, biggest of the machines to the smallest of the products, be it capital products or be it consumable products like sutures or ventilator pipes or anything. It can be anything, right? Now, when I say going global, where companies are focusing majorly, the focus is on emerging countries, like we say China, India, you know, South Africa, Brazil. These are the few of the countries which are so called to be an emerging economies. As you know, India and China both have around somewhere around 1.5 billion of the population. And if you talk about the population, Asian population caters almost the 40% of the population of the globe. So the major market is in Asia, and that's why these MNCs are focusing on emerging companies. And along with this, going global stuff, companies have to keep up with the market, be it local, be it global, because uh, day by day, the companies and the market is getting competitive. Even the regulations they have to comply with, because every country and every organization have different regulations to comply with, even the internal as well as the uh, governmental. So why to globalize? Like I said, global medtech market is worth over $6 billion. That is huge. As I say, you can take the biggest the CT scan machines, patient monitors, surgical devices, OT products, consumables, everything that we cover is worth over $6 billion.
Sorry to interfere. Mr. Shaya, are you changing the slides?
Yes,
Yeah, it's actually not visible. I guess you have to go to slideshow mode. There's something.
I am in slideshow mode. Slideshow mode, yes.
You can go back to presenting entire screen. So because it's not visible, the moving slides. Now,
Just a sec. I'll share once more.
yeah, yeah.
Is it now visible in the presentation?
Yes, it's visible. The presentation.
Yes. And one of the other reason to go global is to compete against the native market. By native market, I mean the company's origin of country of the origin. Like I said, let's take an example of US. USA has the major number of you know com- uh, companies in this device. Like I say, Johnson and Johnson or Meritranscare. Sorry, I mean Meritronics. Beg your pardon, and many more. So to compete against those, they have to go global, and going global also enables them utilizing the resources such as manpower, technology, or other raw materials, or all the kind of stuffs, right? So, like I said earlier in my slides, that companies are focusing on the emerging markets. Why? Because they are the focal point of the globe. They are one of the most important growth frontiers in the medical devices. With the large populations, they require better healthcare. They require better technology. They require better instruments and machines, right? And and with those, they have to match their local compliances and government policies, such as import and export policies of the country of their own and the country of they are exporting to, their import policies, everything they have to look after. And the and before doing that, they have to understand the basics of a local market. What are the needs? What are the ge- geography of that, and demograph of the country they are going in, right? And then the global market, if we say, what is the current scenario? According to the report, medical device technology in global market, the medical device technology was around 5.521 billion dollars in 2017, which is presently at over 600 billion dollars, and expected to grow at CAGR of 5.3% in near future, right? In coming years. And in that, if we see particular segments like drug delivery devices, those were around 207 billion dollars in 17, which is now 243 billion dollars with by 22. And cardiovascular, as you see, 29 billion dollars, which is nearly 30 billion dollar in 17 and 45 billion dollars by 22. And both the segments are growing at a pretty good CAGR, right? So global medical device, the market is growing exponentially and is not going to decline with the
Uh,
increase in population. Yes,
Mr. Shah, yeah, are you in slideshow show mode?
yes, I am, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, don't go into slideshow mode. I guess there is some issue happening. It's not changing, so it's better if
Now is it? I'm
uh,
changing right now. I'm changing my slides.
yes, it's not happening. You can switch it to normal mode instead of slideshow mode.
I am in the
Yeah,
slideshow mode.
now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Now it's
Now
fine.
it changed. Now
Now
it changed
it's
to global market.
okay. So now this is the projection of annual growth rate, and this chart basically shows that the sales projected in the developed economies and the emerging economies. Developed economies, such as you can say, the highly economic countries like USA or European countries, right? And the emerging economies, like I said earlier, India, China, Brazil, you can name them. And as we see that the emerging economy is growing nearly 90% and over 3 years. And then they carry a huge potential for all the devices, right? And what could be the primary competitive strategy for that? Huh? See here, the report which I took, this chart which I took from, shows that the developed market has segmented two markets, developed and emerging. And here we say the first column is the highest quality. The company, the quality product they have, they what by what strategy they will go. The highest quality, the quality of the product, most innovative technology, the technology they would be providing, the cost they would be having, the breadth of offering, the breadth of product, meaning the single company going with number of products, say 4, 3, 4, 5 products at a time and giving more products in the market, right? So here we say the in emerging markets, the companies are going with the low cost strategy. Like you say, let's take an example of India. We we may have the manpower available, but at the same time, here we have to see that even your population, their market, your consumer are going to be going to afford that high price technology. So the companies target the market such a way, they manufacture the product, their machinery such a way that they comply with the local market needs, right? So this is how basically it shows company would target the particular segments of the market. Now let's talk about the regulatory requirements, because any company who wants to enter into a particular company has to comply with the regulations. They have to meet clinical trials. They have to provide some hard supports that ensures that their product is clinically approved to use for a human purpose, right? And device and these medical device firms tend to devote, and they have to devote, tremendous amount of time and money to reach to the certain standard, to match the certain standard which has been made by this regulatory requirements. And this regulatory requirements which are highly earn source of earning to the governments, to the regulatory bodies, as one of the high source of the right. And this trust and now this focus to the quality make sure that their product is to the standard, and they are providing best to the to the market. Now, one of this research done by Exendia Incorporation that shows that the US FDA is one of the leading regulatory authority which companies comply to. And in fact, it is a fact when you go in the market and you talk about the products and you say that sir, our product is in regulation with the US FDA, and it is even approved by EU. So these two bodies are such an have such a standard that anyone would blindly trust on that if this product is approved by these organizations, then it is safe and it is a good product to go for. These are the regulatory bodies. India has IMDRA, which is significantly new regulatory bodies. So we see less number of companies complying with the IMDRA, but I'm sure that all the Indian companies which are manufacturing here and which are the organic Indian companies are complying with the IMDRA authorities, right? And like I said, most of the companies are complying with the US FDA. Now the Indian medical device industry and Indian it is complying. It comprises of 1.7% of the global market, which is somewhere around $8 billion and growing. The industry is significantly dependent on imports. Like I said, India doesn't have large number of companies who are manufacturing on the large scale for the medical devices. So our country is morely depending on the imports, and the sector is dominated by the multinational companies like Johnson and Johnson, Meditranscare, or Mindray Medical. And even now, you see the exports of being that are being done from our country are mostly of the consumable devices, or the disposable devices there, those are use and throws like sutures or the masks or the ventilator pipes and all. So India's major export is depend on these things. Now the import and export of the medical devices in India from various countries. So if we talk about major five countries, India is exporting more technologies and products from US, and then Singapore, China, and the other countries we can say uh, the Brazil, Canada, and goods which require for us to manufacture our own products, right? If we say let's uh, the needle for the suture material, the needle which the material they require of it has to be of a medical grade, right? And those are exported from such countries where they uh, but they get it outsourced and they assemble it with at their local plant. And this chart shows that indigenous sales versus imports. The various segments, various types of products in the medical devices, such as inpatient aids. So the 80% of the products which are being used or utilized in our country is being imported from the other countries. So is the case in implants, be it knee implants, hip implants, or any uh, aids which we require for supporting the to the bones or stents, or it could be anything. The implants, the equipments, and like I said, stents too. And as previous slides, like I said, the consumables we are uh, depending on ourselves majorly, and so does our export. So what challenges we face, right? So since our regulatory body is new, Indian regulatory body is new, it has to meet with excuse me, it has to meet with the global standards. Even the even the global regulatory authorities have to form uniform regulatory requirements, a system where each company can be uh, follow and make their product unique with an unique system. The lack of comprehensive policies and it to focus to develop healthcare ecosystem. So regulatory system doesn't have only have to focus on the maintaining the quality of the product, but also to develop an economic healthcare ecosystem where it provides a standard of a healthcare to the patients, to the consumers, right? And I would say that's it from my side. I would say thank you for listening to me and giving me this platform. Uh, Thank you, Parul University, and thank you, Miss Masauda. I stop my sharing here, and Miss Masauda, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chaya. It was nice. It was actually different from technical things that we make students to study. It was more on marketing and the figures of how different import export regions we have. Uh, Thank you for giving us insights of how global industry is affected with this healthcare sector. And I hope everyone who is viewing this webinar gets an idea about how crucial our healthcare sector is and how currently are we in need of making, let's say, made in India products in healthcare sector, and as well as how much regulatory bodies does have impact in increasing Indian market value into the global market. So thank you for your insight. I really, really appreciate your time that you gave to us. And that's it from my side. On a thank note, I might let end this webinar. So thank you, Mr. Chaya.
Thank you.